Because, like, if I was just, like, after title... I'm not going to do it today. Oh! Maybe I'll play the Alien Gambit. Good memes. Alien Gambit? Alien Gambit? I don't actually know how to play the Alien Gambit. I'm gonna try to play my first Alien Gambit right now. Boom!
This is actually a fun little trap that you can try at home after the Slav. You just play knight to c3, and after pawn takes, knight takes, and we're actually going to launch an attack on the king side using our 2 knights. So after knight to f6, we don't want to trade, we just go knight to g5, attacking the pawn, and if he doesn't play h6 and play something like bishop to f5, perfectly reasonable move, we just go ahead and play knight to f3. After h6 is played, we go knight takes on f7, beautiful sacrifice, and after the king takes back, the knight replaces it on e5, attacking the king. And in this situation, it's very easy to end up in a losing position. So for example, after like king to g8, we can go ahead and play bishop to c4, and if e6, perfectly natural move using the pawn and the bishop to defend this little attack here, we just play g4. The knight and the queen defend this pawn, and if the bishop does something like maybe h7, just trying to stay on this diagonal attacking c2, we actually have bishop e6, and it's checkmate right here. So very easy to lose in the Alien Gambit.
Okay, I can play... I don't know what I can play. Let's play here. Oh, there's a really nice way for my opponent to lose. Please go b5. If they're stream sniping, they will go b5.
This is a really nice find by Levy Rozmans. So in this situation, he's trying to exploit the light square diagonal. So in other words, it doesn't matter if he plays b6 or b5, either move is losing. That's because of bishop takes d4. So you take the knight here. Notice if queen takes back, you would be threatening mate in 1, but you might be missing just knight takes queen here, and it'd be a quite embarrassing loss of material. Pawn takes back here. Knight takes, and with check, basically forcing the bishop to take the knight. And in this situation, because the light square diagonal is wide open, queen e4, and a beautiful move that threatens checkmate in 1. So right here, if he can take on h7, it's game over, but also threatening the rook. You cannot defend the rook. You have to play something like g6, and you win the free rook. And yeah, completely game over at that level.
Oh, that's how I win. I reversed the order. Great gift. Oh, wow. Zwischenzug. Look at this. Rook e7, queen h5, king e8, queen h8, king d7. My bishop is still hanging, but I played bishop f5 Zwischenzug, in between move, and then I take the rook in the corner.
So Levy finds a really nice Greek gift sacrifice here. Bishop takes on h7. After the king takes back, you'd immediately have queen h5, and this is obviously a lot of trouble. The next move is force king to g8. We play queen to f7. What he's mentioning here is that the rook and the queen are working together, so the king is not able to take the queen. He's basically forced to either go back to h8 or h7. It doesn't really matter. Immediately, we go ahead and play rook f5, the nice rook lift here, and in this situation we're threatening checkmate in 1, and this position is completely lost for black. While taking the bishop is actually the best move, you can also try moving over to f8. What's funny is in this situation, Gotham Chess actually had his bread and butter, the rook sack, and in this situation, after the king was to take back, just immediately queen to h5, checking the king, and after he retreats back, bishop to g6, and you can see this would be checkmate very shortly. At the very least, you're going to lose a ton of material. But Levy actually does not find this particular move. Instead, Levy finds d6, forking the bishop and the queen. If queen takes back, the rook would just take. So here, bishop takes. Okay, makes complete sense, but it diverts the bishop off of the defense of the king. Bishop to g6. Here, you're basically inducing rook to e7 in order to prevent rook to f7, queen to h5, which of course threatens checkmate in 1, so the king scoots over to e8 in order to get to the d7 escape square. Queen check anyway, king d7. In this situation, we could win the rook, but noticing that the bishop is under attack, Gotham Chess finds an intermezzo move or an in-between move, bishop to f5, checking the king first, and after the king retreats, then winning the rook, and now we're up a full rook.
Queen was hanging. What? I did not expect him to hang his queen.
This is just an absolutely beautiful accidental checkmate here. So in this situation with low time on the clock, Levy's opponent pushes the pawn to e4, just trying to get a cheap knight and maybe just quickly promote to d1. But in this situation, Levy finds pawn takes g4. And the issue here is the pawns perfectly block off the king's escape squares here. The king blocks off f4. The pawn on e4 that was pushed down to begin with is now blocking off another crucial escape for the king. The knight blocks off e5 and the rook blocks off the entire 6th rank. And this is actually checkmate. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the latest analysis on your favorite chess players. Also, I already made one on Hikaru, so go ahead and check that out. Stay classy, my friends. Until next time.